Hi, everyone. I'm Randy, and you're watching The Randy Rex Show, where I am always recording and I am always recommending. So let's do a check in on our other TV shows aside from Survivor. With reality, I'm going to wait to talk about the Housewives until I see the Atlanta and Rhode Island episode. It airs tonight, but I will not have access to it until Peacock uploads it tomorrow. Um, Extracted ended. Congratulations, RJ. It really was a great season, and at the very end, I was going to be happy for whoever won, and it came down to Roman and RJ, and I really wanted Roman to take it because he did, in my opinion, have a rougher experience out there than RJ. Even though RJ had a rough experience himself, it was like Roman had less to work with at times. But either way, whoever wins deserves he more than deserves the win. So congratulations to you again, RJ, and I hope that everything works out great with your plans for your, I think it was like a ranch or something that his mom said he wanted to do. So Extracted is over, and that one is being taken off of our watch list until next time. Well, sadly, it happened this week. We lost Tyson on the House of Villains, and I know I'm making it sound like someone passed away, and I'm a dramatic person like that, but also Tyson was very pissed, and it was a really shitty situation because he really had no opportunity to save himself other than just like you know being friendly or like better terms with everyone to where they don't want him out because like everyone was gunning for him. They nominated him. There was no chance for him to save himself where usually they have a challenge where they can do that. This is like, I think this is new. This was like a thing they just did, and now they're at the final five. So I believe next week is the finale. So House of Villains is also walking its way out of the door as another season comes to a close. I am going to be really sad when Ladies of London ends. I think this is such a great season, and I hope that they have many more seasons to come after this. It's so real, it's so raw, and they're so kooky and crazy and so interesting to watch. So, on top of the Real Housewives catch up that we're going to do, I'm also going to include RuPaul's Drag Race in that. So I am spoiled as to who won the lip sync extravaganza, but I'm still going to watch it, of course, because I want to see some amazing lip syncs. As far as our scripted TV goes, I did not watch Paradise yet. That is another show that I'm putting on my to watch list. But our HBO trio tonight is the ending of DTF. Last week's episode really just left so many things up in the air, and it had everyone guessing who in the hell killed Floyd and why. It really has steered you in so many different directions to where you think it's his friend, you think it's his wife. One of my cousins said that they think he did it to himself. I thought that his son did it. So we'll see tonight. We're gonna finally get the answer to this amazing story. It's been so good, and I'm gonna be very sad to see it go. The Pit has one more episode left. Next Thursday will be the finale We finally got a little hint as to something more with the newer doctor this season. And it's just so funny because we've waited this 14 episodes to get this, and she's been a great fit. The show's great, but it's just like leaving me not feeling like things have a resolve. I feel like things are just left so unresolved, and it's a little bit like just dissatisfying in a way, but like everything in the show, everything else in the show is so good. The actors are so good. The writing is great. It's just like there's so many patients or things that come in and they show us them, but then we never see what happens with them. Like we never get the resolution. And I want to see that. The comeback is hilarious. It was a little bit of a heavier, darker episode with Valerie's grief of Mickey coming to the forefront and her trying to find his ashes and disposing of the ashes and honoring his life. So we get another episode of that tonight. We're on and popping with that. And then last but not least, of course, Daredevil Reborn. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. This show is amazing. Now, this is just so much fun. This is almost like something of a childhood dream or fantasy that I concocted so long ago, where it's like you see a great superhero movie and it's like, oh my God, I wish they would flesh this out as a TV show and really dig into it and give us some more. And like this show is that, and it's like if they did that with like a great movie and made an astonishing show. Everyone in it is amazing. Obviously, Vincent D'Onofrio steals the show as Kingpin. Not to disregard any of the other actors or their performances. Obviously, everyone is amazing, but it's just crazy. And it's not even just him, of course. Like it's Charlie Cox as Daredevil. It's just amazing how much they can make you immersed in that world and really make you feel like you're watching them. Like these are these characters brought to life. So I'm very excited for the rest of the series and what the season has in store. So it did happen this episode. We finally got a huge group of survivors all voting someone off. Survivor 50 has kind of been hit or miss with some people. You know, with the cast, it's just been such fun for me. So I have enjoyed it. But I do understand where a lot of the criticism is coming from when people are taking these amazing moments we have gotten, like the tribal where Kobe was voted out, or seeing Rizzo coach. Like, I think that maybe there was a lot more opportunity for things like that if they focused on things a different way, or I don't know, there's just a lot of criticism, like with Kobe getting voted out and that whole tribal, people were wanting more emphasis on the old school players like that, because it's like when he was voted out, he even said, Jeff told Colby one last time, Donaldson, like this is his last time he's going to play the game. And that's what I think people were wanting more of out of Survivor 50, and less sponsorship. And I think they were wanting more equity around the tribals, or the confessionals, excuse me. But this episode was really good. I loved the drama we got between Dee and Jonathan. And I was very surprised to see that Dee did get voted out. I was very happy when she lost the immunity. I was sitting there like chanting like drop D drop drop D drop, and I'm sorry if that comes across like mean spirited, but Dee is a person. I, I wish her nothing but love. This episode, we also get the fallout from Aubrey not playing her idol. It ended up being a bigger deal than I thought it would be. And I guess, because like when Rick confronted her about it, she's like, oh, I forgot. Or she didn't say that specifically, but she's just like, oh, everything was happening so fast, and like kind of saying she forgot. And doesn't sit well with everybody. And Devins even talks about he would have voted her out so Christian could have got the idol, the Billie Eilish boomerang idol back. So I'm worried for Aubrey, even though she does survive this tribal and this episode. Um, she doesn't have the idol anymore, so I guess that's not necessarily an incentive for Devins to want to vote her out anymore. But like, I didn't really. I guess that's stupid of me not to have thought of that, but like, I don't know. I just want her to make it far. Um, we also obviously got the fallout of Jonathan of blindsiding Tiffany and voting out Camilla, and him and Dee get into it. So that was pretty dramatic, and I loved seeing that. There is a point where a boat comes to their camp, and one of them has to go on a journey. None of them want to go, so they end up. Someone comes up, I think it's Stephanie, comes up with the idea of putting their shots in the dark in a bag and drawing one. And she's the one that gets drawn. So she goes on the journey and she has to do a challenge where she has her hands strapped to this contraption that's connected to this water bucket. And if her hand moves like so much, the bucket of water will come falling on her and she'll lose her vote. As she's holding her hand up there, this bucket is filling with water very slowly. And if it gets enough water, it will fall and she will keep her vote and she will gain an advantage. And she has to beat the pot. And she does end up beating it and she gets the advantage for stealing a vote. And when she goes to tell the tribe what happens, she does a lie and say that she had to do that for 30 minutes to keep her vote, and then she had to keep it for an hour if she wanted to keep her advantage. Suri saw through this and confronts her about it, and Stephanie does admit that she got the advantage. Suri's like, I know. Suri's just kind of playing this cool cat character, like this old sheriff in town, and she's just laying back watching all of these crazy young bucks take each other out. Um, and I just love it. I love it, and I really want her to make it to the end. When Rizzo and Ozzy come back, they notice that so many people are gone, and inevitably we get the scene where Coach does bring Rizzo in, but Rizzo clocks that Coach calls him Colby's replacement. So Rizzo was, of course, just doing that thing. He's good here. I like what he's doing. I see what he's doing, and I love it. But basically, he's keeping his enemy close to him because he knows how crazy Coach is. And this episode is the perfect example of Coach's kooky behavior. The episode is even named after something he says about how he doesn't play the game this way. And he goes on a tirade telling people that if they're going to scheme and plot, they're not going to win Survivor 50 because that's not how you're going to win Survivor 50. Not playing that way. Not and this is Coach. He's the honor and integrity guy. So he's like, no, we're playing by that. We do get a lot of Tiffany and her rolling her eyes, and I loved it. Tiffany is on my draft, and I hope that she makes it far. I do love me some Tiffany. Who else is there to talk about? So at this point in the game, there's 13 people left, 7 men, 6 women. So I really want some men to start going home. But out of the 13, 5 of them are new school players. So that means that 8 people are of the old school era. And I would love for one of them to win. Really, anyone aside from Stephanie. Sorry, Stephanie. I just would love someone from the old era to win. And yeah, so there's that. Next week looks like there could be a double elimination. Just by the math of it all, it seems like if they do want a final 5 at the last episode, they're gonna have to do some more double eliminations, or like a triple elimination and a double elimination, because they're gonna have like 3 people left over. So we'll see what happens next week. Hopefully, no one on my draft goes home. Hopefully, no one from the old era, aside from Stephanie, goes home. But we shall see. I hope you enjoyed the show. Until next time, make sure you keep up with what you love and you feed your creative soul.